Hey everyone! So here in our PreSkills video 3, we're going to just review a little bit about the distributive property. You might remember this from previous math classes, but if not, this is a property that kind of combines multiplication and addition or subtraction. So it looks like this. It's when you have a number or a variable multiplied in front of a parenthesis. And remember that this means it implies multiplication, right? So we don't write it, but there's like an implied times sign right there. Okay, so I'm going to erase those since we don't usually see them. And what we're going to do is multiply the a to both the b and the c. Any term inside the parentheses gets multiplied by a. And so what that ends up looking like is a times b plus a times c. And we call it distributing because we're like distributing the a to both the parts on the inside. Nothing changes if it's minus on the inside. I'm still going to do a times b, but this time it's a times negative c, or minus, and so it becomes minus ac. So that's kind of a quote-unquote formula, but let's see some examples here. So make sure you've got this written down, pause if you need to, and then we'll go on to a couple examples. All right, here we have example 1, 4 times the quantity, and that's how you kind of say parentheses, right? 4 times the quantity, 3x plus 6. So in order to distribute these, and I guess the direction should say distribute. Distribute. Okay, so I'm going to distribute the 4, which means multiply it by the 3x and by the 6. So we're going to say equals, and then I do 4 times 3x, which is 12x, right? 4 times 3x. And then I'm going to do plus, because I have a plus there, 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 6, right? So you get 12x plus 24. And that's our answer. In example 2, we're going to distribute negative 5. So again, I'm going to multiply it by each part. So I'm kind of writing this little side work here that maybe you write down, maybe you're doing it in your head. Negative 5 times 2x is negative 10x. And then negative 5 times negative 3, when negative times a negative is a positive, makes positive 15. And so you can think of this minus as a negative. Negative 5 times negative 3, positive 15. If I were writing it below like that, negative 5 times negative 3, like a little side work there. Notice I every time write this little arrow or kind of line showing the distributing that I'm doing. Okay, a couple more examples. Example 3. Ooh, on this page we have a couple that look strange, but it's all the same still. So in example 3, I have 10 parentheses, and then inside there are 3 terms, 4m plus 3n plus 6. So even when there's 3 terms, it just means we have to distribute one more time. So I'm going to take that 10, I'm going to distribute to the 4m. 10 times 4m, that gets me 40m. Then I'm going to distribute it to the next term, the 3n, and I do 10 times 3n, which is 30n. It's plus, they're both positive, so I get plus 30n. And then I finish here, 10 times 6, positive 6, that's 60, so plus 60. 40m plus 30n plus 60 is my answer there. In number 4, it's just sort of the order's reversed on us. It's not common that you see it this way, but it could show up. We still just distribute backwards. You take the 3, you're going to multiply it by 2x. 3 times 2x, okay, that's 6x. 3 times negative 5y would be negative or minus 15y. So even though these look a little different, we still approach it the same way. You distribute to everything on the inside. every term on the inside. Last example. Example 5 here. On this problem, it says 4 minus 2 times the quantity 6x minus 1. And so here we have to remember our order of operations, going back to good old PreSkills. Right, and so I have grouping, but when I look inside the grouping, 6x minus 1, there's nothing I can do there. There's no combining like terms, so nothing to do with the g. Exponents, I don't see any exponents, but there is some multiplication, this 2 here. And so everyone wants to subtract 4 minus 2 first, but we can't do that yet. We've got to multiply first. So I'm going to distribute this 2. But I want you to think of it like we're distributing the number -2, because it's really a minus sign. And so when I do that, I'm going to get the 4 I'm not doing anything to, so the 4 stays. And then I'm doing -2 times 6x, which is -12x. And then I'm going to do the -2 times -1. And when you do that, you get +2. And so now I can combine some like terms. Do we see any like terms? I've got a 4, I've got a 2. I can combine those like terms, and we get 4 plus 2 is 6. So I would get -12x plus 6. You could also write it in the order 6 minus 12x. Both of those are correct. I think we're going to get in the habit of writing x's first before numbers that don't have x, but either way is okay. All right, that's all. Thanks for watching.